Millions of Canadians walk into bank branches every day hoping to get advice, but instead they get a sales pitch for products that they may be better off without. Canada's banks are incredible businesses, but that doesn't mean they give incredible financial advice. In fact, evidence suggests it may even mean the opposite. I'm Ben Felix, Portfolio Manager at PWL Capital, and I'm going to tell you why caution is warranted when you get financial advice from the bank. In early March 2024, someone anonymously posted on Reddit that they were uncomfortable with the sales culture at TD, going as far as suggesting that it disregards what's best for the customer. I posted about that on Twitter and got messages from more people with similar experiences. Not long after that, CBC Marketplace came out with a big investigative report on bank employees misleading customers and pushing products to help meet sales targets. This is not the first time that CBC has examined banks. In 2017, CBC Go Public found that bank employees are under tremendous pressure to upsell customers. I do want to be clear that we are talking about retail bank branches. Think about walking into a bank branch and asking to meet with a financial advisor. In the March 2024 investigation, CBC found that bank employees give questionable advice, like investing in mutual funds or GICs instead of paying off credit card debt, misrepresenting the importance of high mutual fund fees on long-term investment outcomes, and upselling customers on higher fee credit cards and lines of credit. Bank employees don't seem to be necessarily malicious based on the CBC report, as many of them are stressed out by the pressure to sell at all costs. Based on some of the answers given on mutual fund fees and expected returns, I suspect that beyond conflicts of interest, a lack of education contributes to the quality of advice. Some of the bank financial advisors captured by CBC's investigation did not seem to know how mutual fund fees work, and others had unrealistic return expectations for mutual funds. One advisor even said that mutual fund fees are nothing to worry about, which of course is not true. It is possible that these misrepresentations are due to conflicts of interest, but research on financial advice suggests that many financial advisors just don't know any better. A 2021 paper in the Journal of Finance finds in a Canadian sample of financial advisors and their clients that advisors typically make the same mistakes personally as they do in their clients' accounts. They trade too much, they chase returns, they prefer expensive actively managed funds, and they under-diversify. In this study, the advisor's personal accounts underperform just as poorly as their clients' accounts. The study also shows that advisors don't strategically hold expensive portfolios only to convince clients to do the same, because the advisors continue to do so after they leave the financial services industry. This suggests that conflicts of interest are only part of the problem and highlights the importance of seeking out financial advice from people with appropriate credentials, like the CFA and the CFP. Credentials don't guarantee good advice, but they are definitely a valuable filter. Good credentials also come with professional standards and codes of ethics, which are enforced by the issuing bodies, which is important because conflicts of interest are definitely still a problem. Bank employees are clearly saying that conflicts of interest are affecting the advice that they give to clients. This is also supported by academic research. A 2018 paper in the Review of Financial Studies uses data from a large retail bank to analyze how banks and their financial advisors generate profits from customers. The authors find that advised transactions earn the bank higher profits than independently executed transactions placed by the same client. Unsurprisingly, the bank's own mutual funds and structured products are most profitable for the bank, and bank profits increase with trade size. Also unsurprisingly, bank advisors recommend exactly those transactions. If these transactions were making clients better off, there would be no issue to talk about. But the research finds that advised clients have worse performance than unadvised clients, suggesting that advisors put their employer's interests first. All of this is problematic for the many Canadians who do walk into the bank branch looking for financial advice. I've done that too. Before I started my career in financial services, I walked into a bank branch when I got my first job and asked what I should do with my savings. I was, of course, directed into the bank's high-fee, actively managed mutual funds. That was a long time ago, but times have not changed. The important next question to ask is where people should go to get advice. Acknowledging my own biases, independent wealth management firms like PWL Capital are generally a better option than banks. I can't speak to other firms, but I can tell you that PWL does not tie compensation to sales targets. Everyone on our team is paid a competitive salary, and they're evaluated on the advice that they give, not the products that they sell, which is the way that it should be. I said acknowledging my own biases, but my own biases are what led me to PWL in the first place. I think financial advice should be free from conflicts of interest. I started out in financial services with a commission-based job selling mutual funds. I had to sell high-fee actively managed funds if I wanted to eat. When I learned about low-cost index funds, ETFs, and factor investing, it was a light bulb moment for me. But those products don't pay the commissions that I needed if I wanted to pay my rent. So yes, I'm biased to say firms like PWL are good, but it's a hard-earned bias from having lived something similar to what the bank employees in CBC's investigation are describing. It's clear from anecdotal reports and academic research that financial advice from retail banks may not be good for your financial health. Independent firms that employ people with credentials like the CFA and CFP and incentivize good advice rather than product sales, firms like PWL may be a better option. Thanks for watching. I'm Ben Felix, Portfolio Manager at PWL Capital. If you want to learn more about how PWL is different from a bank, you can book a meeting with us below.